Hey, 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 hey. Hey, 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 hey. Friday night edition. You got that microphone in front of your mouth. Bring it around to you. Yeah. There you go. Hey, 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 hey. Friday night edition. You got that microphone in front of your mouth. Bring it around to you. Yeah.
Like that?
There you go. Hey, if we ain't in here working, we ain't in here working. I want to welcome you all to a special edition tonight. Got somebody that flew into the city. Hey, man, when you go to Santa Monica Beach, we ain't in here working. I want to welcome you all to a special edition tonight. Got somebody that flew into the city. Get the volume right. Go right ahead. JP Reed is in the studio, Visions Unlimited Studio. Make sure that microphone is pointed towards you. We ain't in here working.
You
I want to
got
welcome
me?
you all to a special edition tonight.
I'm hot. I need to be hot.
You hot?
I'm hot. I need to be hot.
Get the volume right. Go right ahead, JP. Hey, man, we got a lot going on in here, so we're going to make sure that we get the volume right. If you're listening, Community Connections Conversations, this is just a special edition on Friday night. The brother had to fly in for a quick trip, and we wanted to make sure we got him on. Hey, man, we got a lot so that we could experience his vibration, his energy, and his space. Let him know who you are, brother.
JonPaul Reed. JonPaul Nicholas Reed, man.
Nicholas? Wait. I've been around you 13 years.
I gotta keep it fresh. You know what I'm saying? If you know everything about me, you don't want me to come back. You know what I mean?
Man, this man said Nicholas.
That's my middle name.
Hey, you play it well.
Hey, man, gotta keep a few cards. You never know you need that trump card. You know what I mean? Get you in the right room.
Well, I just can't thank you enough for coming out this evening. And I just want to make sure that our volume is correct. I got so many damn phones over here. Let me see, which one am I plugged into? I can't tell because I can't hear shit. Make sure that mic is right there in front of you.
So how do I adjust it to your liking?
Right there. How do you adjust it to my liking?
Yeah.
It's all about me.
Ain't no doubt.
Okay. We got JonPaul Reed, and this man has been really instrumental in my life and my son's life. And before we get started, damn, my video done messed up, man. How do we get back to beginning? But anyway, this gentleman we walked into his life about 13 years ago. 13 years ago. Can you remember what that experience was like? I think you told me if I didn't shut up, I could go to the car.
Well, as usual, as you guys know, Howard was energetic and leading. Leading with energy, let's say that. And man, I was asked to come out and help facilitate a training session with a colleague of mine. And I was fortunate enough to meet Howard and his son Josh. And we were going through the session, and Howard wanted what he wanted, and I had to convey to Howard that this isn't a him want situation. This was more of a allow and let be situation. And we just kind of we tried to impart the importance of patience with Howard in that moment. And we started a friendship 13 years ago that's still going strong to this day. I probably talked to Howard 4 or 5 days a week, when God willing. So yeah, it's been a ride. He's been instrumental in my life, as he says I have been instrumental in his. And I just think that's what it's about. It's about finding good people and being able to pull off their energy. I'm just laughing. I don't know if I'm hearing you in real time, but you had to remind me that this wasn't a Howard Won't session. Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay. Brother Reed, if you don't mind, kind of bring him up to date, sir, on just give him a quick vision into your story, your journey. Oh man. Well, I'm an athlete. Born and raised in Jackson, Mississippi. Graduated from Forest Hill High School, 2003. Played a lot of different sports, but baseball was the one that was the vehicle that I chose. Right. And in our book, there's a chapter that says sports is the vehicle, not the destination. And I think that's a big part of my story. It didn't go the way that I intended it, and went to college, played some pro ball, was in a car accident, moved to Florida, got married, started a business, and now I'm working in my purpose. I would like to tell people that I found my purpose in life. So along this journey, certain people were with me. How I was one of those people who got a chance to kind of see some of the tougher parts and tougher moments, and how we can't let those tough moments define who we are. We are in control, and so I would kind of say that my story is still being written. And what we're doing, what we've done so far is we've created a space where parents and children can come and learn, grow, and be developed and nurtured. And we have kind of bottled that and to give other people an opportunity to kind of facilitate that process and aid in that process.
Powerful. Before we go any further, I got a clip of some of your information. I'm going to put it right over here. And I think it's in that, where's a little packet over there on the couch? And I wouldn't give it justice if I read it. So if you flip to the, flip past that page there, Mr.
Nice
Reed.
with you, how you got this set up, Howard.
Oh, brother, don't tell me that. Hold on just a minute. Let me see if I can get you on this camera right here. When you say it's nice, what do you mean by that, JP?
I mean, just a presentation, like for someone like me who's coming in. I haven't done.
You coming in from where?
I'm from Orlando, Florida.
Okay.
Fresh off the bird. You know what I mean? Had to come to the couch. I've been seeing so many people on it. I wanted to see how comfortable it was. You know, I think I could get comfortable in a spot like this.
All right.
But just from the process of even going on and doing the interview, how you created all of the content, you sent it to me, made it available. I sent you my press kit. You incorporated everything that I gave you. I mean, it's just well put together and it's easy. All I got to do is show up, you know what I mean, and show out. So I just like how it's a packet. Everything is in it. And especially with moving and traveling, sometimes we need to be recalibrated and brought back to the information, and it's right here for me. So I think that is a first class presentation of what you do here.
Wow. And I just can't thank you enough, sir, because you've been grooming and growing me for the past 13 years. It hasn't been easy dealing with the monster, has it?
It takes a village. Hey, he was a monster now. You know, we're going to come back on another show. We're gonna give y'all what y'all want. But for today, we're going to keep it PI.
What does PI mean?
It's, politically in the zone, like
okay,
correct. You want to
okay,
just keep it for the people, you know.
Okay, but I was really feeling this. I'm feeling this passage that you have here.
Okay.
So if you be so kind as kind of articulated.
It's unique when you pull it out. So this is a passage from the book. Some of the raw files that we work with. So it says some people are just born with that clock, man. Those mission papers, as we were born. I feel God puts a calling on us, and some of us like the calling, and some of us don't. Some of us want to choose a different calling, but at the end of the day, God makes us who we are meant to be. If you look at it in the biblical sense, or if you're looking at it from a spiritual context, Jesus had a purpose. That character that we call Jesus had a purpose. His purpose was to come and to be an example. Solomon's purpose was to be wise. David's purpose was to be loyal to God and to be a servant. So when we are able to understand and discern our purpose, our why becomes indistinguishable from my purpose or our purpose. And I feel that's what happened to me. So why would I be, so I would be blessed enough to know better. I had the energy and I had the energy. So basically what I'm conveying in that last session is I had the energy and I was able and capable. So I had to step into that purpose. And a lot of the missteps and the troubles and trials that I had in my life were because I was trying to avoid that purpose, right? Or learning how to step fully into that purpose. So yeah, this is cool.
Okay.
This is real cool. I like that you pulled this excerpt out.
Well, I want to thank you so much for putting it out there so I could grab it, sir. The more information that you put into the vessel, the more I can get in the vessel. Also, tonight's discussion topic is going to be purpose, youth development and prevention, community-based solutions, faith, identity, and calling, and the national 3 to 6 p.m. gap. So before we start, I got to put this up first.
This ought to be good.
And I need for you to let me know who is in this picture. This is the picture you got.
You funny.
Start with the little one up in the front and work your way around.
Okay, so I'm assuming, let me see if I can look at what you're looking at. This is a holiday picture. So this is a picture that we took in Orlando. There's a place called Gaylord Palms, and they operate different festivals and different activity. So this was a family event we decided to go do. Obviously, in Florida, it doesn't get cold, so we have to simulate some of these environments. So they
What you mean by simulate?
simulate. You can
What
get
is 80
anything out-
degrees? It was
you
80
get-
degrees that day.
Oh, it was 90 degrees that day. But they have created a winter wonderland in the side of this place. It's an indoor winter wonderland. And so we decided.
So wait. So you mean to tell me this not real?
Oh, it's real.
But it's not
real outside of there. You know what I'm saying? Inside is very real. It was
Okay.
it was 9 degrees inside. That's why we had the jackets on.
Okay.
But outside of it, it was Florida. You dig what I'm saying? This was taken in Florida. Inside of a hotel, basically. They have a convention center, and they operate this, and there was a bunch of different holiday festival events.
Okay.
Gingerbread men.
Oh man, the gingerbread
We had a
man.
whole snowball fight. We should have got that one on. You know they jumped on me. You know how they jumped on me. But yeah,
Right.
so you got my son Regal. You have my daughter Rain, who is 8. My son is 4. You have my lovely wife Renee, and then you have me. And I just kind of, that's the picture, and then I took that picture and put it as a holiday logo for our family and friends.
Okay.
So yeah, and that's something that I posted as content on social media, just to keep people up to date and kind of stuff we're doing.
So family is important to you, huh, JP?
That's honestly, that's the purpose. Like family for me, yes. To answer your question, yes, but family has helped me find my purpose.
Okay.
Through my family, I don't deviate from my purpose. You know, I have my schedule is based on my family. My leisure time is based on my family. My schedule, everything that I do is kind of enthralled in them, and they've been a godsend and a blessing in my life. I can't say that and I've heard you say this before, that the responsibility that you had in being a father kind of helped you it helped you mature.
Yes, sir.
And so I feel as if that's what my family has done for me and made it easy. Like I just people call me to go out, I just lie and tell them I got to do something with my family. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So I don't even feel that pressure anymore to do something that doesn't benefit them.
So family is a growth agent. It's a change agent.
I would agree. I would say yes, sir.
Okay. It will, if you step into the role of parenting.
Oh yeah, it's a crash course in being an adult.
And not only are you a parent to your own family, but let me throw this up here. You normally, when you travel, you travel about 30 or 40 of these.
Wow.
Can you give me an idea of where this is and what's going on?
Man,
you look like you got 100 children in this
man,
picture.
We do it big. That's one of the schools we went to. So we do a lot of outreach. So this is one of the schools that we do outreach with. That was an expert day, or we bring an expert to school day, and we go in and we kind of talk to the kids about entrepreneurship, life. We ask questions. That was a fun day. I think that's Greenwood Lakes Elementary.
Okay.
It's in Apopka, Florida. So great opportunity, great staff there. And we do various schools. We go out and we do different opportunities like that, where we try to go out and we talk to the kids, and we try to just give back at the end of the day, be a resource. Like one thing I pride our organization on being is a platform and a resource, right? So those two words don't lend themselves to selfishness or ego. You know, the purpose is to kind of like go out there and just give whatever we have, you know, and just continue to love on these children and develop them.
And you've been loving on them a long time. Give us a little insight to some of your projects that you had here in the city of Jackson before you moved home.
Man, obviously we did training and development. We also did
I'm thinking about the Roman Coliseum.
you want to talk about.
Shout out to Big John. Shout out to Big John.
Shout out to Big John
Perkins.
Absolutely. Shout out to Big John at the Perkins Center. So we partner with different nonprofits and different groups to kind of grow and push and push the movement. And so we would train kids, but our training methods were different. We were the mirror, man.
You trained the parents down.
Yeah.
You got to train the parents first.
Absolutely. And then also to show people what the other side looked like. You know, sometimes it looks fun. We want to just wear the clothes, but when we got to step into those shoes in a day-to-day capacity, it's a lot different. And we had some parents that what we were asking their children to do made them uncomfortable. You know what I mean?
True.
Yeah,
True that.
Absolutely.
Right.
So, and that was a process. And we always work through those processes. Communication is how you get through that. But yeah, we facilitated training, we facilitated outreach, we facilitated opportunities of exposure. We gave kids the opportunity to develop, play games. We work with a lot of different organizations here. We'll be at the Madison County Sports Zone. We work with Chris Nopek and his organization. We worked out at Hard Knocks.
Man,
We worked with
we
a
were
lot of
on
different
tour.
Yeah, we did. We helped establish the infrastructure here that's currently here in the city.
Right.
We benefited greatly from those opportunities. And Howard is a person that was vital and very instrumental in the laying of that foundation. And we had a lot of great things that we had planned to do, and life just happened. But with these type of opportunities and these type of initiatives that we're kind of bringing back, it's close to my heart to implement some of these initiatives here at home.
We're gonna pivot. We're gonna do a lot of pivoting. About 7:15, 7:30, we're gonna really jump into this book. We want to just expound on some of the business opportunities that you have created.
Okay.
Now, people tend to look at the finished product. They have no idea.
How could they not?
They microwave.
Don't nobody go to the assembly line to buy a car. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody watching those assembly lines.
Can you imagine if we had an opportunity to work on the assembly line to prepare the car that we were gonna buy?
Oh yeah.
You have a different approach to
it.
So let's dive in, because when you traveled to the Florida community, you had to start from scratch.
Yes.
And no. Yes and no.
Well, I never looked at it like that. I was what's the name of the circus? I was Ringling Brothers and Barnum and Bailey.
Right.
So my show was always on the road. Like, being an athlete, you always condition your mind to go and compete. Now, sometimes I competed at home, sometimes I competed abroad. You know what I'm saying? But that was just my mindset. And I say that because, yes, I was not in my comfort zone. But in being an athlete, you train yourself to become comfortable being uncomfortable. So that became my new norm, right? I always had to be articulate. I always had to have people watching me. I always had to have, I was always under a microscope. So that was nothing.
And you know what, JP? People always want to underestimate your ability, your experience, and your resilience.
Absolutely,
and it did what? It backfired.
Hey, that's the reality is, like I said, God made us who we are. I didn't make myself who I am. I just stepped into this role, and for a long time, I'll be honest, like I shied away from it because it became confrontational, and that's not what I'm about.
No, you know what, brother? The things that you've been hitting the chest with, you just smiled.
What else can you do?
You never badmouthed anybody?
I feel like
you never got loud.
I
didn't see you get violent.
Now, that doesn't mean I couldn't or didn't want to.
Yes, sir.
But at the end of the day, that would not have served the mission.
Tell them you from South Jackson.
Oh yeah, I'm from over here. You know what I'm saying? It ain't West Jackson, but it ain't North Jackson.
Right, it's South Jackson. South Jackson got his own kind of mindset.
We kind of connected to the country a little bit. You know what I mean? We on the outskirts, so nah, man. But I just honestly, and I have to say that's my mom. My dad was a different kind of breed. He was a Vietnam War vet, so I was more than capable of going there. But my mom just imparted a certain stillness and quietness in me, and understanding that, as long as you kept God in your life, you were going to be fine. And it's when you lost that's when you were going to have problems. So I just tried to maintain that level of stoicism in my life. And she was instrumental in that 100%. There's no other person I could give that credit to.
And who you giving credit to?
That's my Mom Dukes, Blanche Reed. Yeah, the OG, the triple OG. My mom realer than a lot of dudes I know. I'll just be honest.
Right. She did what now?
She realer than a lot of men around here. You know what I mean? Like, just how she don't talk about people. She don't got to say nothing. She leave with her money. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, she's just a certain type of individual, and I've been blessed. I was blessed to be put in her care. And that's something that I thank God for every day, that I was put in her care, because my life I would not be who I am today. Not saying I'm a lot, but whatever I am, she has made me.
Brother, that's something else. I like the way you frame that. I like the way, and you know what? And you've carried that manhood persona into other children, young teenagers, and young adults, as well as grown folks. I remember one time I called you up, and I said, "Hey, man, I didn't hit his." I said, "Hey, man, Joshua ain't hitting the ball right." You said, "Well, did he get on base?" I said, yes, but it didn't make the kind of sound I wanted to make it sound. You asked me this. You said, are you sitting in your car? No, you said, where are you? I said, I'm sitting in the car. He said, well, you stay there. That's why you pay me to train your child.
Absolutely. I remember that. Yeah, I remember you guys were out in Northwest Rankin or somewhere. You were sitting in the car. You called me, you was all kind of flustered. And I just couldn't understand why you were so flustered, because you wasn't the one out there swinging at the
No,
pitches.
we were in Vicksburg. We were in Vicksburg. We was in Vicksburg, St. Al.
You was at St. Aloysius. I remember that. And I just had to kind of calm you down and get you to understand that whatever you feeling, he actually went through it.
Right.
So you were living vicariously through him, which means you guys had a bond.
And what does that mean when adults live when we're living through our children? Give a little insight to that.
We've lost sense of grip of your responsibility and role in that moment, and that your love and your desire to see them succeed has overpowered your ability to reason and understand your purpose and role in their life. Right. And I try to be very careful with the words I use, because I don't want to. It's easy, and all good parents do it at some point. But we have to pull ourselves back out of it and realize it's their life, it's their opportunity. And if we don't, we can prevent them from living their life. Right. And so I just always try to bring parents back to the reality of, like, these are choices and decisions that they're making. I tell my 8-year-old daughter, life boils down to choices and decisions. Choose wisely. Right. And so a big part of that is me being able to step back. I'll give you guys a quick story. I was training my daughter in baseball. She plays baseball.
But she don't play with the girls.
No. Who do what? Nothing,
Not out of your household.
Nothing against it, but just my philosophy, and part of our philosophy is, at that age, it's not a lot of competitive girl play. So I want to make sure she understands that she's got to put a certain amount of energy when she plays.
And before you go any further, your students normally play up. You play Joshua up all the time. I'm talking about 2, 3.
Within reason, it's a safe environment. Yes, we want to put them in. We're not going to put I'm not going to put a 11-year-old against 15, 16-year-olds at shortstop, but we'll play them in center field, left field, right field, get them some reps, get them some experience. Because at the end of the day, everybody, I don't care who you are or where you are, even in the corporate America, we're looking for the young people with old experience. It's no such thing as being better. It's IQ. It's knowledge base.
Okay.
And so what we aim to do is increase that knowledge base.
Okay.
In whatever we're doing.
Okay. We're gonna speed up here. This one right here. This is fall baseball trials. We started out as pure momentum. You from that PM hat over there? I used to get hot when I couldn't get my gear.
Yeah, he was always on me about it. He was always on me about it. It's old school. This is throwback. We might bring this one back. Alvin Franklin.
Shout out to Alvin Franklin.
Had Davis Bradshaw. Oh man, this takes me back. This is our inaugural summer team hat. This was 20. Was this?
I think Joshua was 15. No, 13, 14. Okay.
This is 2018.
Okay.
Yep. No, absolutely. And Howard was a person that got me to really understand the importance of branding and marketing, and understanding that.
Show them that one there. The blue one. Yeah.
This is another
that
one.
That one kind of sweated out.
Yeah,
you see the sweat on it?
That's what we. This was probably used at the Roman Coliseum. Yeah, it's probably blood stains.
You see it sweated out.
It's probably stains over there too.
Yeah,
on the concrete. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
So JP, we got this. So now we're Athletic U. What is the symbolism behind Athletic U?
I'm gonna give you a brief history. Pure Momentum is our parent company. Pure Momentum LLC. Pure Momentum is an organization that focuses on development and exposure of student athletes. Right. Our goal is to kind of give athletes and children passion, so they can kind of go through and become well-rounded members of society. So what we decided to do was, I realized that there were some kids that couldn't access who we were because of financial barriers. So Athlete University is
back up and say that again.
There were a lot of kids who couldn't participate in our program because of financial barriers. Right. And so we decided to create Athlete University. In its conception, it is and was an online video library for training. So if our private lessons were a little bit pricey, this gave people access to us in a way that they could control the narrative a little bit better and not feel like their kids were left out. So we created an online video library where we do training, development, and offer resources. So what we did was once we moved to Florida and we got to a certain point, we leveled up a little bit. We decided to create a storefront, basically. So we created a living embodiment of Pure Momentum's philosophy, and that birthed Athlete University.
Okay. All right.
Athlete University is the physical embodiment of Pure Momentum.
Okay, now doing the one thing about Athletic University, it never shuts down. So we got the fall baseball tryouts. This is a flyer pool. You got the JV team.
Right, for sure.
You got the 12U Cooperstown. JV team goes to Omaha. You got the 11U Myrtle Beach.
Absolutely.
You've also allowed, I know Joshua had an opportunity to go down to, we participated in some type of pro.
The Hank Garren Invitational?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That's shout out to Chip Lawrence and some other guys that are very instrumental in that. I don't remember everybody's name, but yes, that's a program that Major League Baseball runs. It's an inclusion program where they're trying to get more African Americans in baseball, and so they run a phenomenal.
When we
program.
say phenomenal
program down there. They do it at in Vero Beach, Florida, down at the old Dodger town,
yes,
which is where the Dodgers, Jackie Robinson and the Dodgers had spring training. So now they've converted that to like dorms and places where kids can go and have real life experiences. And so once a year, they invite 200 minority athletes down and participate in a camp that has, King Griffey Jr. To name drop people that are there would be disrespectful to leave out names.
Right.
So I can't go because I don't want to leave out names. But
wow.
I'm just saying that they're doing great things, and just because you don't hear about it doesn't mean that there isn't a movement.
Right.
Okay. And if you're interested in those kind of opportunities and those kind of things, please reach out. Get in touch with Howard. He can get in contact with me because the process is extensive.
It's tedious.
It is.
Yeah.
But Joshua was given an opportunity, and we take pride in being able to offer those kind of opportunities to deserving young men.
Right,
and women,
right.
Because they do a softball program too.
Okay. All right. I've got a picture here of you. You just did this program, I think, in the last 30 days. Give a little shout out about this program here.
Excited about this. This is our shout out to Willie Barnes and shout out to Herschel Rivers. We partner with the Dawkins Foundation to put on this Own Your Future event. Basically, it's a vision mapping. It was a vision mapping workshop where we do vision boards and we give kids the opportunity to kind of process where they are in their life and how to get from point A to point B. And even some of them just to kind of finally have the opportunity and the space to think about these types of things: faith, family, fun, finances.
Oh, right? Hit that one more time.
Faith, family, finances, fun. And there's 5 of them. I can't remember the other one, but I'm gonna send you guys the information. So we host these vision mapping workshops, and these are events that are able to be transient. We can take these anywhere, right? And so what we did was we obviously brought in a group of young men. We had two age groups. We had like a younger group from like 8 to 12, and then we had like a 13 to 18 group. And we basically allowed them to go through this process of identifying what they wanted their lives to look like in these different areas. What does your faith look like a year from now? What does fun look like a year from now? What do your finances look like a year from now? So we went through all of these categories, and they had to actually write down tangible goals that they wanted to reach. And then we kind of went through a process of allowing them to like express how they felt. And there was a lot of deep moments in that moment. Those 2 young men right there had a lot of growth in that short period of time. And they're still in the program, and now they're moving into some more physical activities that we're doing. But that was a phenomenal event. We're going to continue to expand upon that program because that was very good.
Give a shout out to the foundation and the gentleman that came out.
Foundation, that's Herschel Rivers and family, and then Willie Barnes was the guy who was instrumental in actually helping us put the vision map. He kind of led it, and I was asked to kind of host. We hosted it,
okay,
and then I was a speaker. Because we kind of want them to get people and get life experience and get stories.
Okay.
So it was a part of that. We fed them, of course. My wife and Mrs. Dawkins did a great job with actually putting together the event, making sure we had all the materials. It was first class.
Is this going to be a continuous type program?
100%. We're looking to offer those kind of opportunities here. So, like, that's something that I'm excited to do, to be able to offer these opportunities to kids locally, to be able to kind of partner with other groups so we can fund these things, so we can get these kids these opportunities.
I'm smiling and grinning because I want to go to this video here about physical.
Funny.
I want it. I got it. I want it. I got it. I want it.
It keeps me in line like I keep Howard in line.
Also, let's run over here to this right quickly. All right. Oh, let me do this one right here. We got 11 minutes before we break out. Okay. Tell us about building a business out of passion. This man this man drove down to Florida, took over, and got on TV. I hate I didn't get the video for this, but go right ahead. Give us a little insight to that. Okay.
So that was a piece. Shout out to Jeff Seekers. Jeff Seekers is a family friend. I trained his son, his daughter. Daughter's a college player now in Georgia. And he worked at the news station, and they were doing a profile on, it was during Black History Month, and they were profiling Black business owners. And I was privileged, blessed enough to have them come in and profile us and what we did. And it was a really, really, one of the few moments in my life where I stepped back and I'm not gonna say proud of my accomplishments because I don't want that to think.
That was an achievement.
It felt
Mississippi grown, running over Florida.
The Florida boys didn't like me coming in and getting market share. You know how we do. But no, man, it was a great moment, and you can see that thing around my neck. So that was around COVID time. So we were one of the few facilities open because of how we flipped and pivoted. And I think that's another message for another day for people, how you pivot when the door's shut on you. How do you reinvent yourself? How do you, like, I always had a philosophy. My philosophy is plan B is making plan A work, you know? And so during that time, it was COVID. And we had to figure out a way to keep the doors open. A lot of facilities, a lot of places weren't able to be open, but we were considered essential because we were an after-school program.
Gotcha.
And we were able to pivot.
And let me jump into this right quickly. I think I found the video. This is what he can take your child and turn it into. So we met you when Joshua was 10 years old.
It was about 10.
10, yeah.
10 or 11, yeah.
Sanders. I am 16 years old. I currently attend Lyman High School. Primary position shortstop. Secondary position middle infield.
Hold on, let me get it bigger.
Second base.
And this is the work of Jeff Seegers and yourself.
Absolutely. Shout out to Jeff, the cameraman. Jeff's going to be a theme in my story because Jeff is a person that, like Howard, understands how to present information to people.
And this is Joshua had a chance to come and stay in that to live in that community, and you placed him around. Matter of fact, you got him in the Lyman High School.
Absolutely, yeah.
And got him with a foster family. Is that the right way to say it? Host family.
Host family. Yeah, we got Josh place. Got him. But Josh was the type of kid where you wanted him around. He wasn't a hard sell. Some other kids were a little more difficult. But Josh was one of those kids that just naturally understood. He had good morals and ethics, and he was clean. He understood how to fit in, you know what I mean? He just had good habits. But yeah, this is the video of our we put on a showcase for our kids. So all the kids are playing on our high schools, JV teams. We put them through a showcase so they can get a sense of what it's like, and then they take these videos, and some of this becomes recruiting video for the kids that are of age. The other ones are just good practice, and then we just keep doing this year after year to clean it up, and we use it for like research and development.
And you was also instrumental in getting him placed at an institution, at a university.
Absolutely. We shout out to Ariel Mercedes and Ariel Mercedes Incorporated and family. Mercedes International. They allowed we put the play in motion to get Josh into a school down in Florida, Edward Waters College. And you know, we just kept moving, but it was all a group effort. It's always a group effort. It's always a group effort. Never one person. It's always a collaboration. It's always a way to partner with someone and get the goal accomplished. But you got to understand that the goal was about Josh. It wasn't about me. It wasn't about Ariel. It wasn't about Junior. It wasn't about anybody else. It wasn't about Howard. It was about Josh. And as long as it's about the kid can't lose, you know. Yeah, that was cool. That was a cool event. Yeah.
Okay. Let me move over here.
What else you got?
I couldn't. I'd be remiss if I didn't, because you put a lot of family time in with us. Probably kept me out of jail too.
Maybe once or twice.
All right, now we got this. Tell me about what we got going on with the UA Nutrition.
AU Nutrition. This is our nutritional supplement, our nutritional brand, spearheaded by my wife. So obviously, as a facility, we have athletes need nourishment. They need nutrition. So at the end of a lot of our sessions, kids will be getting Gatorades and chips.
Ooh.
Yeah, so we just kind of
Ooh.
I kind of felt bad about it just because of just my nature. But then my wife was like, okay, well, you always talk about it. So what can we do? So she took it upon herself and she decided that she wanted to start a nutritional shop where we offer mega teas, mega shakes, protein donuts, protein waffles, CR7, which is backed by Cristiano Ronaldo, which is like a clean Gatorade. We do protein shakes.
Damn,
so,
you deep. Man, you
she
done got deep with
She
it.
don't
Huh?
play. She don't play. And I tell guys, man, I urge guys, man, if you can, it doesn't always work out, but if you find someone that can outpicture what you envision,
Wow.
you can't lose. And that's what she does for me. If I come with an idea, because I'm the idea guy, she can outpicture what I envision. And we've learned to grow. It wasn't always easy. It's not always seamless, right? But if she gets a sense that it's something that's important to me, she works hard to like bring it to fruition. So athlete AU Nutrition is our nutritional brand.
Okay.
Right? And that's in-house. You walk in and you can go see Miss Renee the tea lady and get you a pack of mega teas.
Get you a pack.
Get you a pack. We doing right there on the shop, but we also do to-go teas. She'll bottle them just up. And for those of us that are from the hood, she make the blueberry, she make the raspberry, she make the cherry.
Better than Kool-Aid.
Oh yeah, blueberry purple punch. You know what I mean? Nah, shout out, but it's no sugar in it. It's all healthy, and it makes us feel good about what we're giving the athletes at the end, the kids at the end of it.
Okay.
And the protein donuts are sensational.
Protein donuts.
Protein donuts.
Really?
Protein donuts.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. We pivoting. All right. We're gonna bring up the main oodle now. The main oodle.
Start the show.
We're gonna start the show. The new book release by Mr. Coach JonPaul Reed, the 3 to 6 p.m. blueprint. JonPaul Reed. Let me get over here. All right, I'm gonna let you go ahead and kind of give us a little. How long has the book been out, Coach?
Oh, about a month.
Okay, hold
About
on.
a month.
NAIROBI people there.
Applause necessary. Thank you.
Okay, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna dive into about the book. The 3 to 6 blueprint. Let me find out what that is about the book. Anything you want to say before I start reading some of this stuff off?
Anything I want to say? No, the book was just a project. It's a combination. It's a 10-year project. So you can't just look at this like one thing. You got to look at it like life's work. So I was an athlete for the majority of my life, and then I decided to serve. But I was serving.
You do it well. Yeah, you do it well.
Right. And so once I served and I had created this platform, this space, now I had to kind of bottle it up so it could be received properly.
Okay.
And so the book was the packaging of this philosophy and this mindset and this actual model that we have created. And so since we've done that, we've had a lot of success. And so this is actually like me coming here talking about this is the first time I've actually gone on and talking about the book.
Bring it home first. Let me give a little insight. The 3 to 6 p.m. blueprint, building successful kids and thriving communities. If your parents couldn't, you didn't. What does that statement mean, Coach? If your parents couldn't, you didn't.
If your parents couldn't, you didn't. Okay, so when we came up, and I'm pretty sure it was similar when you were coming up, most things in life, especially in America, are economically based, right? It's not so much black and white anymore as it is green and silver.
That sounds like some money.
Exactly.
Okay.
So most of these barriers to entry are financial, right? So if your parents couldn't, you didn't means that if your parents couldn't afford, you didn't get the experience.
Wow.
And so that was just a way. I try to come up with catchy ways to kind of get people's attention. And so that concept is something that I think, even though it's in the book and it's pertaining to child development, it's something that's true in all walks of life in our society and in most capitalist societies, right? Financially, there's different economic floors. There are different economic levels. You got, poor, poor, middle class, and rich, wealthy. And so that was just how we decided to kind of introduce that concept in the book.
And Coach, one thing about you brother, is that you shovel, you dig, you pick around, and you figure out a way, you find a way to make sure those parents who aren't financially capable, their children aren't excluded from growth and development and exposure.
Absolutely. Part of that is obviously my purpose, my mission. And my mom she's been a nurse for 50 years, so DON, director of nursing. So care is in my blood. Obviously, I'm just naturally that way, but also we can't leave people behind, because if we leave people behind, they're going to come to get what they need from us, because we are close to them. They're not close to the people in Madison. They're not close to, the people in
Rankin County.
No, they're coming to their cousin's house to get what they need.
Right.
Now, even if you're not their cousin, they're gonna go to the person that lives next to their cousin. So for me, as much as it is an altruistic, benevolent act, it's also an act of self-preservation, and sustainability. We can't sustain a society that turns its back on those that have less, because what happens when we turn our back is we increase the number of people that enter the have-not category.
This powerful truth exposes one of America's most overlooked front lines, the unprotected hours between 3 and 6 p.m. During this daily window, structured supervision often disappears, leaving children vulnerable to idleness, negative influences, and missed opportunities to shape discipline, confidence, identity, and long-term life outcomes. In the 3 to 6 p.m. blueprint, JonPaul Reed, founder of Pure Momentum and Athlete University, brings this crisis out of hiding and introduces a proven systematic framework for transferring the most critical hours of a child's day. How did you come into that concept, that 3 p.m. to 6 p.m.? Was it a particular incident, your own lifestyle, just watching Community?
Well,
all of the above
you gotta
and more.
Like, we've been doing this since 2020, right? And it was a really interesting time, because 2020 was the day the world changed again, right? That time frame, that's when COVID hit, right? So we were doing this in one capacity. We switched our capacity. We came to after school program, and after school programs are specifically designed. Their time frame is from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m.
You don't have a babysitting program.
No, we don't know what that is. You got to have babies to babysit.
Coach, when they walk through the door, they got a program.
Hey, my babies wasn't babies. You know what I mean? No, everybody got to cover their weight around here, and I think that's part of my upbringing, a part of my family's upbringing. I come from a farming upbringing, and so everybody had to be a value, be an asset to the family. And I think that that's something that is a part of. I've infused that into our program. But the concept itself just came from practically looking at the time frame that kids are not covered, they're not structured. A parent's job is to be with their child, but in America, our parents have to work. So they're working
tremendously.
They're working.
Grossly
working, right? So most parents are working from 9 to 5. You get off at 5. You got 30, 40 hour traffic, right? So the kid gets out of school at 2:30, 2:45, 3 o'clock. So from 3 to 6, what is the kid doing? Like, I'm asking, this is not a rhetorical question. I'm going to ask you, Howard, who had a kid. Your child is older now, but as you move through the city of Jackson, what are 70% of the children in Jackson doing between the hours of 3 and 6 p.m.?
Figuring it out.
Right. So that means that it's not structured.
Not at all. And not only that, but the wolves, the hyenas are watching.
And they're converting them. See, what I
wait. They're watching and they're doing what?
They're converting them.
Wow. What do you mean when you say converting them?
I was going to pivot. Howard, I don't watch these type of shows, but Howard watches these zombie shows.
I do.
These zombie flicks.
The apocalypse.
Be staying up, falling asleep, and getting scared when he wake up. Probably talking about you can't sleep. He watching zombies all night. Right? And so in these zombie movies, they're not killing people, they're converting them.
Wow.
And so what's happening is those of us that our children are not afraid of the streets. They're not afraid of excitement. We look at it as excitement, And so when they're out in the streets experiencing this excitement that isn't policed, those people are not killing them. They're converting them because they want to grow their numbers. They want to be able to do more. They want their status to grow, right? And so they are, in turn, initiating our children into this other lifestyle.
Wow.
Right? And they're not being guarded. So facilities and places and people like us come in to fill that gap. We get them from school, pick them up, they get a snack, they do homework, and then they rotate through some kind of facilitate some kind of training or some kind of discipline.
Rather than offering short-term programs or camps, the book presents a replicable infrastructure that schools, parents, cities, nonprofits, and youth-serving organizations can implement using existing resources, removing financial barriers while strengthening families and community. This book reveals how to target the sweet spot. What's the sweet spot? Sweet spot, Coach.
Sweet spot is kids between the ages of 8 and 12. And we say 8 and 12 because kids younger than 8 they're impressionable, but they ain't making their own jokes yet. They still repeating other people's jokes.
Man, you got away with words.
And I say that because my 4-year-old and my 8-year-old. My 4-year-old recites my good jokes. My 8-year-old is creating her own jokes from stuff I gave her when she was 4.
Right.
So their minds are already developed. They're formulating their own opinion and devices, and they understand they have their own ideas on things. Even if they're not fully formed ideas, these ideas are starting to be formed. And so the sweet spot is talking about those kids between the ages of 8 and 12, right? 8 years old, being at that entry point right before you become like a teen. You're going in those formidable years where you got a couple of years of still. And then another point, right? I really want to point and pivot to this real quick. The sweet spot, we said 8 years old because the prison industrial complex tries to structure their concept around third grade reading levels, right? So at 8, it's right before third grade. So we're highlighting that age range because that's the point that's the point of no return.
Wow.
If you can target a kid at 8, if you get them early, that's fine. But if you get them at 8, you still have a chance. If you get them at 9 or 10, sometimes they've already been turned.
And this is work experience. This is you actually putting, you always say this, you got to put in enough touches.
Yeah, we get shots up.
So this information here is based on the number of children, the years that you've invested, and the touches.
Day in and day out. That's what we do. I drive a van every day.
The book reveals how to use the vehicle by leveraging a child's passion, sports, arts, or other interests to teach accountability, resilience, teamwork, and conflict resolution. Give me a little insight to that. Let me say it again. To teach accountability, resilience, teamwork, and conflict resolution, leveraging a child's passion, sports, arts, or other interests. Go right ahead,
So
sir.
we got to find, the whole idea is to find what they like. Once we find out what they like, now we can transition them into some discipline that encompasses what they like, right? First, we got to know what you like. Like, what color ice cream you like, Howard?
Strawberry.
How do you know you like strawberry?
Because that's my taste bud.
No, it's because you tried the other stuff and didn't like it.
Wow.
Right? So experience gives us that, but our children don't have the benefit of experience because there's other things and forces that are working to counteract that. So our job is to come in and identify the likes. Once we identify the likes, now we can...
Dude, you are deep.
That's what I do.
You are deep. You know what? From us doing the Roman Coliseum to you coaching baseball, you've developed, organized, visualized all of this.
Man.
How long you been gone from Jackson?
I got married 10 years. I got married. I'll be my 11-year anniversary this year.
Man,
So
you have monstered up on these children.
Yeah, man. Something they need me.
They have to have you.
They need me, and I'm. It's a call to action for other people. So this is not like my thing. What we're doing here is putting this out to the world. I've had people say, "Hey, man, don't do this, man. You can sell this for 100,000, 200,000. Like, don't give away what you can sell." But I'm gonna be good. It's not about me. It's about the state of affairs, right? Like here even in Jackson, just a quick pivot, I found out that the state of Mississippi has changed the requirements for kids to get access to after school funds and resources through the stipend, right? So now you got less kids that have access to it. So as we put this book out, they've made it harder. So they guarantee that more of our kids are going to be at home without structure.
Right.
So why are we sitting down and why are people in this city, these politicians, why are we okay with it? I don't care. I don't live here.
Right.
It's not how I was saying it. This is JonPaul Reed saying it.
Right.
You got a problem, call me, get me in the room. Why are you guys okay with this? Why is it okay to take away funding for children who have parents who are working a system who don't pay them enough to pay for these services? So you're guaranteeing that a 7, 8, 9-year-old, 10-year-old child whose parent who's
That is-
living in a single parent home is going to be at home by themselves.
And single parent, and I hear this all the time. There's more than just not taking anything away from our queens, but there are men that are single parents.
Howard was a single parent.
I'm a single
so let's just,
yeah.
let's call it what it was. I honestly wouldn't be as devoted to what I'm doing if it wasn't for seeing Howard and Howard giving me a bird's eye view on his interaction with his son.
And I wouldn't have been where I am had you not been there to extend, because I couldn't afford the service.
Most people can't, and it's not even a you thing,
right?
And the thing is, I have to offer.
Let me say it like that: I couldn't understand. I couldn't find a way to invest in that particular service.
Absolutely, because the reality is it's all economically based and culturally. Let's say it what it is. Minorities justify spending money differently.
You know what? I remember you saying, "Oh man, we ain't paying to play on that team."
No, we're not doing that. That's not the way it works.
JP, what you tell me? And we done played some major baseball from 10 up until about 15.
Yeah, no, we're not paying them to do nothing. When we working, what we paying for?
And we're not working, we're not getting over.
No, that's just the way the system was here when we got here. We didn't create this system.
Right.
We didn't land on Plymouth
So
Rock.
I want to thank you so much for being
Plymouth
a
Rock
steward.
landed on us.
Yes, sir. I want to thank you for being a steward of our vessel.
100%.
We're not paying. Hey, I would call you whatever. Hey man, they won't. Hey man, we're not doing that.
Nah.
Give them my number.
Tell them I said we're not doing.
We're not doing that. We're not doing that. Also, the book reveals how to build infrastructure not camped through a DCF licensed model. What is a DCF?
Department of Children and Families is a regulating body of the United States.
I got to put my headphones off. Go ahead.
That regulates child care providers and regulations. And so what we have created and not created, that's not the proper word. What we have facilitated is how to pull resources together to use existing funds for children to get access to resources that they would never get. Right? So like the average place, most daycares are most daycares in empowerment zones, the Title I areas, parents making below a certain income, they qualify for government assistance for different programs. Could be Medicaid, could be medical services, could be anything. So the United States has programs that allow parents that make below a certain income to qualify for after school care assistance, right? And we are a licensed care provider through DCF, through the state of Florida, and we are able to take this voucher as payment for services. So parents don't have to come out of pocket. Parents that are in are not necessarily in the best financial situation don't have to come out of pocket for these services. Now there's a fee that they have to pay, but that fee is a lot is minor compared to what they would pay.
Okay.
Right. And so DCF is the regulating body. They're the government entity that oversees these interactions.
Man, you have done the work. Okay. Also, the results: improved academic, and I take it that these are measured.
Absolutely.
The results. The
Case
book
study.
reveals how to. Okay, and all this is part of the media kit. How can they get their hands on the media kit? Are you passing them out like that?
Generally, the media kits for like these kind of opportunities for podcasts, for new media channels. But if you're interested in the media kit, I say get the book if you're interested. But if you're looking to kind of bring us in, like to talk or to kind of do workshops or to do some kind of panel, you can reach the media kit. It's just a snapshot of what the book is.
Show them what the book looks like, Coach. That's a well-defined book, Coach.
And I'm gonna put this up here so you guys can see it. But the book was the concept of the cover, right? We always had this concept: don't judge a book by a cover.
Don't do what?
Don't judge a book by the cover.
That's been around since eons.
Yeah, well, I'm a rogue. I'll go rogue sometimes. So I want you to judge the book by the cover, right? And so what you have here is a concept of kids on one side just kind of to their own devices during this 3 to 6 p.m. time frame. They're not doing anything miscellaneous. They're just being kids having fun. It's just not structured. And then on the other side, you have our facility or a picture of a facility where kids are training, working, being disciplined, and developing a work ethic and a skill set. And so I wanted to show both of these at the same time so people could get a gist of and ask themselves, okay, what is my child or what is my grandson or what are these children doing during that time frame? right? And I think the cover illustrates it in a very, very, very eloquent way, right? It gives you a really good insight on what the book is about,
Right.
I think.
Okay.
And I hope that's what came through when people looked at the cover.
Yes, sir. Also, the results: improved academic performance, reduced behavioral issues and youth crime,
Absolutely.
stronger emotional resilience, more engaged families, competitive, well-rounded student athletes, thriving, connected communities, and just being a better version of themselves.
Absolutely.
All right, let's roll over here to media topics right quickly. Am I doing okay, Coach?
Man, you're in the pocket.
Okay. All right. Media topics. Okay, media topics. Let's do media topics next. Okay, on the media topics, interview angles. The national crisis occurring between 3 to 6 p.m. and why these hours shape long-term outcomes. How the blueprint helps cities, schools, and families transform youth development using existing resources. Give me 3 existing resources in a community.
Unused for parks and schools. Like here in Jackson, we have a lot of baseball parks and a lot of schools that are being shut down.
Mm-hmm.
These facilities could be repurposed, right? So those are resources no one has to put more money into. They just have to put the right people in there and allow them to facilitate programs.
Deep.
So that's one, right? 2 would be programs such as 4C or early child or school readiness that allow parents to take advantage of after school resources to get their kids into these programs that can't necessarily afford it, right? Which is what I'm saying. We got to figure out a way to get a conversation how we get that funding back.
Okay.
There's no way that we should cut that. That's crazy. And then another resource would be mentorship and guidance facilitated through these programs, because our program, even though we're facilitating, we're using sports as a vehicle. We're teaching life lessons. We're teaching social skills. We're teaching etiquette. We're teaching personal development, right? So the actual practical side of what we do is probably more valuable than what we're doing on the sports side.
The psychology of ages 8 to 12, we spoke on the sweet spot, and why identity forms here. How structured athletics improved academics, behavior, and emotional resilience. So your child doesn't have to want to be an NBA player or a professional baseball player or a football player. You're just using that body movement, that engagement.
Well, sports is life, right? Some of us watched that awesome Georgia Ole Miss game last night.
Right.
And inside of that, there are a lot of narratives, right? I think one of the biggest things is like, how do the kids from Georgia pick themselves back up after that disappointing loss, right?
Speak about the young man that led the gentleman that came from the Division II school.
Oh, man, that kid is a phenomenal player. The quarterback for Ole Miss. He actually was at a Division II school, and when he came to Mississippi State, he wasn't expected. He came to Ole Miss, no one expected him to have the impact that he had. But it was in him from the jump. You can tell that kid had high expectations for himself. He carried himself, that he waited for his opportunity. And when the opportunity came, he performed. And a lot of that had to do with his work ethic and his mindset. And you could tell that was nurtured in him at an early age. That's not something you just wake up and do. So sports is a great way to teach life lessons and to build a work ethic and a habit. Discipline and focus are important for any kind of success in life. If you're not disciplined and or focused, you're not going to achieve any outcome or any desirable goal that you have set for yourself.
After-school programming as America's most overlooked prevention strategy, parenting frameworks for consistency, discipline, and emotional regulation. The social and economic cost of ignoring the 3 to 6 p.m. window. Right. There's a lot of converting going on between 3 and 6.
100%.
Okay.
Let's just real quick. Like we always say that, 2% of the population owns 97% of the wealth. Right? You'll hear stats like that. They vary from decade to decade, but for the most part, what that stat is saying that the majority of the resources in this country are ruled and ran by very few people, right? So how do we bridge that gap? How do we redistribute the wealth more evenly in this country? Dr. King, his message is always kind of misinterpreted. His message was, how do we aligned financially? How do we redistribute the wealth in this country? How do we get more market share of that? Because it's through that we will be seen as equals, right? Because that's the currency, right, in this country. And so if we're not utilizing the time and resources that we have access to these children to impart knowledge, wisdom, and insight so that they can go out there and monetize these skill sets, they will never, ever become equals. I heard a guy say this, just a quick point. What's the guy's name? The guy that does the podcast and the shows, Charleston White. Charleston White said, "You want to know how you end racism in America? Every black child, every black family should have a whole life insurance policy on their child that will pay out of $5 million if a black child is killed. Because every time a black child is killed, if they had to pay $5 million,
Wow.
you would stop a lot of the decisions. Decisions will be made before the tragedy happened. And that's just, I thought it was a point when he said it. He says a lot of controversial things, but I thought that had some merit when I heard it.
Wow.
You know, and that's just a concept that to a lot of us is foreign. You know what I mean? I myself, I'm dabbling and getting more into that, but it's a real thing. It's real, right? If you know that the person you dealing with is worth a certain amount of money, you're gonna deal with them a different kind of way. That's just everybody. They taught us to do that. Don't go over there messing around. Don't drive in Madison with your tail light busted. you know, don't drive that raggedy car over there. Don't be speeding over there, right? It's something that they put ingrained in us at an early age. So I just think that it's time for us to start re-engineering that concept and start teaching our kids and giving our kids the skill set. So when they're 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, they want to do coding, they want to do AI, they want to get into these things and they start making money, you know?
Discussion categories: youth development and education, juvenile crime prevention and community safety, parenting and family engagement, sports psychology and athletic performances, after-school systems and structured programs, community revitalization and municipal partnerships, nonprofit strategy and mentorship, youth mental health and emotional resilience. Pure Momentum University, Athlete University. All right, let me pivot on this. Let's go to the author. Okay. The author about the book. Here we go. Beautiful family. You know, you don't just talk that language, you walk that language.
I only know one way. I mean, you know, at the end of the day, it's harder, for me, it's harder to pretend. It's easy to be me. You know what I mean? It's hard. It would be hard if I was up here faking and lying. You know, it would be impossible, to be honest. So I just kind of feel like at the end of the day, I have to pour back into that pours into me.
JonPaul is a youth development strategist, founder of Pure Momentum Group and Athlete University, a national advocate for closing the 3 to 6 p.m. gap, the hours when children are most vulnerable to negative influences and least supported by modern systems. Wow, you really identified one there. That's 3 hours that disrupts a child's life going into adulthood.
Don't make or break them. I'll be honest with you, because most of the time when you take your kid to school, they're covered. They're with adults. They're structured. These people that went to school, they're educated. They are in the care. They are care providers, right? Teachers are care providers. But when that child leaves and is away from care providers, be it a parent or someone, a teacher, from 3 to 6, there's a lot of damage that gets done. The little kid could be stole. By the time the kid get home for dinner, it could be stole something out of the store. Next thing you know, 3 days later, the police show up at the mom's door, and she's like, "Well, I don't know anything about it." But 9 times out of 10, the majority of juvenile crime is taking place between 3 to 6 p.m.
Okay. Reed has spent over a decade building sustainable athletic learning infrastructures for underserved communities. Brother, thank you, because you could have taken this anywhere in the world you wanted to.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
So thank you for staying grounded.
No, and the reality is, you know, I benefited from other people's energy and effort, so it's time to pay it back. You know,
and you've been doing that, I know, for the past 13 years.
Oh, for
How many years had you been involved in touching children and training children and lifting children prior to Josh when I'm meeting you?
Oh man, I started training kids at 16, so I was still playing in high school when I started. I just had a way for understanding information and for articulating things to people. That was kind of a gift at an early age. So, but it also worked against me because it also meant that when I went into like certain spaces, adults didn't necessarily like the fact that I was better at it than them.
You know, I'm sitting here laughing because that night when we was out there at the cage, you told me, he said, man, you got a good child. Now, if you can't behave, you can go sit in the car. Because you ain't paid for these lessons yet.
Absolutely.
You ain't paid for this. You ain't got no right
Absolutely.
to none of that you're doing outside the cage.
And, you know, and we got to keep it in a perspective of it all coming from a great place. But some of the best things are done with some of the worst things are done with the best intentions.
Right.
And we just got to understand that sometimes we're not able to see and hear ourselves, you know, and understand the impact we having on those people we love the most.
Look out now. Well, you've been loving on the Sanders man for a long time. His work blends academics, sports psychology, mentorship, family engagement to one of the most innovative models in youth development today. Athlete University, Pure Momentum. Will you show them that book one more time, Coach? And how can we get a copy of that?
Amazon.
How can we get several copies?
We're on Amazon. We got an ebook form, and we also had a paperback. But you can go right on Amazon, search us up. It's in the education and parenting section. Please get it. Get it. Our goal is to get this into every educator, every municipality, teacher, parent, program director, after school program director. We need this information. Even if you're already doing components of it, great. If not, the goal is to use these resources that are already out here to kind of rebuild our communities. Because, you know, we always say it's barbershop talk, right? Everybody comes up with the problem. Everybody has a problem. But who's being solution oriented, right? And it's not that I have all the answers, not that we have all the answers, but we've done the research to come up with some solutions. And we think that these solutions are practical and they're implementable in any environment. You can implement this program in any environment. Reach out to us if you're interested, if you're an ex-counselor, if you're an ex-teacher, if you're ex-principal, you want to figure out a way to invest, right? And you're looking for something to do with your resources. This is something that's a guaranteed return on the investment from the money side, but from the purpose side, you're going to be able to maintain walking in your purpose and fulfilling that mission as you transition out of the school system. We're looking to partner. And kind of come in and help facilitate it. We don't want to own your stuff. That's not what we're trying to do.
Right.
I got enough headaches, but we are interested in partnering and helping facilitate the development and growth and implementation of some of these programs, because there's some things that we learned along the way that are instrumental and vital to success.
All right. I want to close us out on the 3 to 6 p.m. blueprint. Book information. Title, The 3 to 6 p.m. Blueprint. Subtitles, Building Successful Kids in Thriving Communities. Author, JonPaul Reed. ISBN 979-8-994-1124-0-3. Consulting, families, institutions, governments. Corporate workshops, /speaking. Man, you know you made this real easy on me. Community engagement initiatives, corporate team building workshops, sports industry topics, athletic development, after and before school programs, sports training and camps, mentorship, after school mentorship programs, athletes mentorship programs, parent athlete dynamic workshops. Parents always got to be engaged. Personal development, in-house personal playbook development, micro solution implementation. What is that?
Micro solution implementation is us kind of coming in, and you might not need every aspect of what we offer, right? You might say, I want to implement the infrastructure. How do we create a schedule inside of the program? Well, we'll come in and kind of give you micro doses of what we're doing. You're not going to want to implement the entire program. So we'll come in and say, hey, okay, you know what? We use these, what do you call them, the kids? The planners. So all of our kids have planners.
Okay.
Right? So the planner is, don't ask me anything. It should be in the planner. So we put the schedule up on the wall, and then the kid has to put the schedule in the planner.
Wow.
Right? And so that might be a micro solution that we can kind of offer as something that it will enhance whatever program that you have.
Brother, you deep. And we used to make fun of you about daddy day camp.
Oh yeah, no,
This
I don't
ain't
know
no
what that
daddy
is.
day camp,
I
huh?
don't know what that is. The daddy's got to go through camp.
Very important here. We want to connect and contact. Business phone is 321-234-7873.
Correct.
Email is puremomentum36@gmail.com. Coach, what's the 36?
Man, that's my old high school playing number, my baseball number. I just
Okay.
always kept it as you needed to kind of like it was always close to me because I remember when I picked the number, that wasn't the number I wanted, but I was a freshman. So I had to take the number. So I said, forget it.
What number did you want?
I wanted 24.
Why'd you want
King
24?
Griffey Jr. I was a big King Griffey Jr. fan.
Okay.
Then I couldn't get 24. Then I wanted number 3 because why not be Babe Ruth?
Hey,
You know what I'm saying?
It was Babe Ruth was 36.
Number 3.
Number 3.
Yeah.
Hey, check this out. Whoever had that number probably didn't play worth a darn no way.
No, they didn't. I just said, "Don't give me his."
All right, website. What can you tell a student athlete, or an athlete about being honed in on a particular? Does the number make the player, or the player makes the number?
Nah, you make or break. You make the number, man. Because at the end of the day, we only know the number because of who wore it. You dig what I'm saying?
Right.
The number don't have no stats. King Griffey Jr. got the stats. You know what I mean?
I don't remember his number. I remember the
You
stats.
remember him? You feel what I mean?
Right. Website, www.puremomentum, PUREMOMENTUM, sports, SPORTS.com. Instagram @pure_momentum_AU. Facebook @Pure Momentum, LLC.
For sure.
Okay. All right. Discussion topics. Did we capture these? Purpose-driven leadership, youth development and prevention, community-based solutions, faith, identity, and calling, and the national 3 to 6 p.m. gap. Some people are born with a clock, with mission papers. When you understand your purpose, your why becomes undeniable. JonPaul Reed. JonPaul's message blends biblical wisdom, lived experience, and modern systems thinking, making his voice relevant across faith, education, and civic spaces. Coach, once again, would you please give us a summary of that sweet spot?
Sweet spot is, we consider that children between the ages of 8 to 12 years old. Obviously kids whose parents, I would say middle class or low income. Because those are the kids that are generally void of structure. But you have kids whose parents are doing financially well that are still not focused and understanding the kind of structure that a kid needs to be successful. There are a lot of kids parents who are well off who raise kids that are not disciplined and focused. Right. So that 8 to 12-year-old age is where we're focusing our efforts right now to try to make sure that we're keeping those kids from being infected.
And converted
to
zombies. I got one other picture I want to show you.
Okay.
Man, I haven't seen this over, man, how many times have I seen this pose?
Oh, man. You put me out
For those who don't know baseball, what does that pose mean, Coach?
Man, yeah, that's your finish, baby. That's your finish, man. If your finish ain't right, the start couldn't be right. You know what I mean? And that's actually one of our mottos, man. Start or finish, man. Start or finish. You got 2 choices in life. You can start, but if you start, Howard, you got to finish it.
You got to finish it.
Right? Finish immediate. You know what I mean?
Finish immediate.
1,000%. So yeah, that's me demonstrating how we want to finish our swing, right? As it pertains to baseball. Like, that's what we want to be. We want to finish in somewhat of that position. It's a little bit of variance in it, but you guys get the gist. If it don't end right, it couldn't have started right. It's just what it is.
And this what this gentleman is all about. Tell us about these babies.
Oh, man, this is a day at the center. This is actually one of the days my wife pulled a stunt on me and called the snow cone man up there. I had to pay for the snow cones. And so the kids were happy. It was a great day. It was a summer day. And it was just a regular day, man. And, she said, hey, why not do something nice for the kids? So I think they got snow cones in that picture, don't they? No, they might not. They about to get them. Okay. And so we just snapped a picture and just to kind of capture the moment. That was probably a year and a half ago.
Okay.
I think that wasn't this past summer. That was the summer before. So yeah, man. Good times, man. Good times.
Coach, you are a man that takes nothing and makes something out of it.
Plan B is making Plan A work, man.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
it.
Anything you want to say to the communities here in Jackson and surrounding communities? Anything you want to say to the grown folks and anything you want to say? Okay, we're going to speak to the community first.
Okay.
Then we're going to speak to the grown folks. And then we're going to end up on the children.
Community. We all we got. It's easy to look at the challenges that lie in front of us and just decide and to choose not to act. But if we can, we must. Right? Now, that also means we've got to mobilize, we've got to organize, we've got to strategize, right? We have to have a plan. And I think that one thing we have to do is identify people that already have plans, right? And we got to work through those people that have plans. Once we get in a room with people that have plans, now we need our elders to come in and help make decisions. Okay? But we got to find those people that have plans already. That's to the community. To the individual,
to grown folks,
Grown
folks and parents. Grown folks and parents, the same group.
We'll
Is that
take
two separate groups?
No, because some grown folks don't got kids.
Okay, so let's
speak on grown folks,
and then we'll go to parents
grown
and then
folks,
the children.
Just because you grown doesn't mean you had the right to affect the development and growth of society. Right? What I mean by that is, just because you can do something don't mean you should do it. And just because you do it doesn't mean it's okay to do it in public. All right? If I choose to have children and I choose to have a lifestyle, it's not, you don't have the right to expose my children or people's children to things that they didn't okay. Okay? So always be aware of your imprint or your impact that you're having on society. Okay? Don't put people in a situation where they got to say something to you about your behavior. You're a grown person. You know what I mean? Don't put me in that position. Don't make me ask you to stop smoking. Don't make me ask you to wait for my children and my wife to walk across the street. You know, be men, be women. Like let's understand that all of our grandparents went to church. You dig what I'm saying? We could be we could be as street as we want to be, but all of us had grandparents. Okay? So let's just act accordingly and give each other grace and space.
Okay, that's grown folks. Now we're going to parents.
Parents. Pride comes before the fall. Okay? Meaning, if you need help, you need to ask. You need to let people know what your situation is so they can help you. One of the biggest issues I come into is I don't get the full scope of what's going on because parents are embarrassed about their situation. And that's what keeps us from growing, right? I can't help you if I don't know what the situation is. And I used to tell Howard that all the time. Like, hey, man, like, you got to be honest with me and upfront so we can figure out the best course of action. But if you went out there and made a decision, you can't come to me after you made a decision trying to clean it up. Because now I got to vouch for something that I wasn't even a part of. So adults, let's inform people on our situation and let's hold our, this goes to parents and grown people, let's hold our elected officials accountable. And I mean accountable by making them help us and our children develop. We don't need money from them. We need them to stand in places and positions and be a voice for the things that we need.
Powerful.
Okay.
You used to tell me all the time, you don't get to make that decision anymore. You don't get to make
decision. That's out of your hands. How would know that? That got to be put up to the group. You got to put that on the table. And then the last one was
children, teenagers, young adults.
Children. Understand that when you divert your attention, or when you give your attention to something, make sure that thing that you're giving your attention to benefits you. Okay? Right now, all you have is time. You don't own any other sellable, valuable asset. So don't give your time to something that cannot reward you in the future. Okay? And that's just a blanket statement. That way, be it a phone, be it a device, be it friends or people that don't mean you any good. Hold your attention, guard your attention with your life, because your attention will determine where you go and what you end up becoming in life. Okay? 100%.
Mm.
And then there's one other thing you said. You said government. Somehow.
That's it. That's
Okay,
it. That's it. I do have one last question.
Okay.
And it's been a pleasure and an honor to sit here in front of you. I want to thank Visions Unlimited Studios.
Shout
out. And our Jackson Resource Center for seeing in us what we may not see in ourselves and for allowing us to have this special conversation tonight. I mean, it's just a blessing that for you to have invested and poured as much as you have of yourself, your vision, your lifestyle. You know, one thing I said about you when I said, man, this man ain't chasing no hoes. This man ain't drinking, and he ain't doing no drugs. Now, what better person? I mean, we have met a volume of people through pure momentum that have elevated us, even when I didn't understand what elevation was. So I just want to say thank you. Thank you for choosing the Sanders family as one of your incubators. Is that right? Did I frame that right?
I like that. I'm going to use that. You know, I'm going to use that. I will use that. Incubate.
Man,
I like that.
Man, you just, it has been nothing. And we talk every day. Every day we break bread.
Absolutely. And that's saying a lot because I don't talk to everybody every day.
And that's saying a lot because I don't let a 20. When I met you, you were in your what? 20?
Yeah.
And you was telling me, and I was what? 40?
Yeah,
I was in my 40s.
I was providing you with some options. They just happen to make sense.
Hey, he tells me all the time, man, why you crying? You got away with stuff you haven't even paid for yet.
How would know he got a purpose. Let's just leave it like that.
All right. Last but not least, I haven't asked this question in a while. What would your 35-year-old self tell your 15-year-old self, and what would your 15-year-old self tell your 35-year-old self? And you get to choose who's speaking to who first, Coach.
15-year-old self would tell 35-year-old self, run your own race. Right? At 15, I was committed. I was driven. I was focused. But I allowed a lack of guidance through some of the adults that were in positions to affect my belief in myself, right? I thought they had control, and they didn't. So my 15-year-old self would tell 35-year-old me, you know what you're doing. Just keep running in the direction you're running. Just keep running in the direction you're running. 35-year-old me would tell 15-year-old me, slow down. Just slow down. Just slow down. One of my favorite songs is a song by Paul Wall called Drive Slow, Homie. I wish you could play that up, cue that up for us as we go out.
Hold on. I might be able to. Let me see. Hold on. Keep talking, though.
Yeah, so at 15, I was driving, flying, running, jumping, screaming. I could do it because I did it, right? But I wish I had not have burnt some of that energy. I wasted a lot of energy in a lot of directions that just wasn't productive. So 35-year-old me would tell 15-year-old me to just slow down, and just take your time. You don't have to rush at all. Everything was in front of me. So that would be the message.
What's the name of the song again, Coach?
Drive slow, homie. Drive slow.
I don't know if we're gonna be infringing on drive
slow. Featuring T.I. is the one, but we'll go with that one. Yeah, that's it. Drive slow.
With Kanye West?
Yeah, that's it.
You think he gonna let us play it?
He's not going to YouTube.
It
ain't up to him no more. He gave his rights to YouTube.
Okay, well, let's see here. Copy. I don't know if we're going to be able to hear it, but let's go over here and drop it.
But at the end, the version I like, T.I. has a phrase. He said, life's about who make it, not who make it the fastest. Drive slow, homie.
All right, let me see how good I am. Let me see if I can. Oh, man, that's got a commercial in it. Hold on. Let's skip this.
My homie Molly used to stay 79th and May. One of my best friends from back in the day. Down the street from Calumet, a school full of stones. He nicknamed me K-Rock, so there, leave me alone. Bulls jacket with his hat broke way off. And walked around the mall with his radio face off. Plus he had a spinner from his Dayton's in his hand. Keys in his hand, reason again to let you know he's the man. Back when we rocked the leases, he had dreams of caprices. Drove by the teachers, even more by police. I ain't get the cash today, his father passed away. Left him with a little something, 16, he was stunting. I'll be sure nigga with the hair all wavy. Hit Lakeshore, girls go all crazy. Hit the freeway, go at least about 80. Want so much that summer, even had him a baby. See back then, if you had a car, you was the Chi-Town version of baby. And I was just a virgin of baby. One of the reasons I looked up to him crazy. I used to love to play my demo tape when the system yanked. Felt like I was almost signed when the shit got cranked. We'd take a Saturday and just circle the mall. They had the Lincolns and Auroras, we was hurting them all. With the girls, a lot of flirting involved. But dog, fuck all that flirting, now I'm trying to get in some draws. So, put me on with these hoes, homie. He told me don't rush to get grown, drive slow, homie.
We're in Sanford, Florida, Central Florida, Orlando, Apopka, and all surrounding areas. You know what I mean? And Kanye, man, please don't sue us. Paul Wall, don't sue us for that. We just borrowed it for a minute.
We needed a clip of it, baby.
We just needed it.
We brought it back. Watch how many views run up on that one. Right? Yeah.
Slow, homie.
Since we done ran it back. JP, once again, show them the book. Tell them how they can get a copy, get several copies of the book.
Absolutely. Amazon. We're published through Amazon. You can go on Amazon and get the ebook right now, which is on a special at 99 cents, because we want to promote people to getting copies of it and emailing it out and giving it to people. So we're keeping it down for a brief moment, but we are going to raise that price eventually. And then you can also get the paperback also on Amazon, and they'll ship it to you in a day or so. Absolutely. So we're about to expand in some other channels, some other markets, but right now Amazon they made us offer we couldn't refuse.
You can tell the volume and the weight of a book when you just open it up and it applies to you. This is on page 69. JonPaul Reed, the 3 to 6 p.m. blueprint. We always teach them, speaking about the children and even some adults, adults, accountability is it. No matter what happened, whether it was good, bad, or indifferent, you have to take responsibility for the things that are happening in your life. From taking that responsibility and being accountable, we can now be intentional. And that is the overall goal. The short-term wins are the steps that build the path toward that intentional life. JonPaul Reed, the 3 to 6 p.m. blueprint, building successful kids and thriving communities. Get yours right now. Community Connections Conversations with Mr. Hey. And we'll be back Sunday at 10:30 a.m. Man, this was a special one.
I appreciate it. It felt good, man.
Season 2,
this is my first
episode 1.
Hey, baby, I had to get it out the box. I had to get my shot up. I had to get my shot up.
Bring it back to the sip first, baby. Hey, you guys, thank you all so much. Be sure to share this. Be sure to touch it. Be sure to take your time. Be intentional with listening. No shaming, no blaming, no judgmental. And always know that you are a superhero wherever your feet are planted. Last but not least, you are valuable. You're very capable. You are being attacked. And we have to battle. That's it, folks. Have a safe night. Hold on, let me play this before we get up out of here. Hey.